The Democratic mayor, Mike Johnston, cut the police department funding by as much as $8 million to, you won't believe this, to take care of illegal aliens. Yep. Just let that sink in. You heard that right. He is cutting the law enforcement budget to fund illegal activity. To give us a ground perspective from the area of Denver, let's welcome in Colorado resident Roger Hudson. Roger, good to see you.
Thanks. Good to see you too. You know what? That makes me so mad. And that's not even just a tip of what you see when you walk downtown. It smells 30 miles away from Denver. It smells so bad. When you say $8 million, that's just a little bit, because they're also going to fund it $40 million more just for another 3 months. It costs $1 million a week to fund the 40 million migrants in downtown Denver right now. And let me put that in perspective for you. Denver's a big city. It's only got 700,000 residents. Can you imagine that? So not only are they cutting the police department, but they're also cutting 1% of every budget inside the city budget. That means the rec centers are closing. That means education is now diminished. They're closing schools. They're now no longer doing groundscaping. They're not cutting lawns because they can't afford it, because they now have migrants who are now illegal migrants now sleeping on city grounds, properties downtown. So the $8 million is just a drop in the budget. They're already $170 million in the hole, and they don't know where the money's coming from. But still welcoming migrants into downtown Denver.
Yeah, well, we know where the money is going to be coming from, and Tara's going to touch on that in just a bit. But, you know, Denver, Roger, has a long history of supporting illegals and putting them first over real Americans. But now some counties within Colorado are banding together, saying enough is enough. And you actually were there at this press conference recently when it comes to this lawsuit. They're actually going after the governor and the state for policies like this.
Right. In 2019, the very liberal majority, the Democrats, the progressives in the Capitol passed one bill, and then in 2013 passed another, making it illegal, prohibiting all law enforcement and agencies in the state from communicating with ICE, federal officials, from talking to them about any status, any immigration status. There's my commissioner there, right there in Douglas County, making it completely prohibiting them from talking about immigration status for anyone who's arrested for a crime in Colorado. So let's say someone breaks into your house, rapes someone, or God forbid, murders someone, has a traffic accident, and they're arrested. It prohibits any law enforcement agent in the state of Colorado from contacting a federal official and saying, hey, I think we have someone here who's illegal. Could we check with you to make sure they haven't committed another crime in another state? Maybe they're not wanted for another crime somewhere else. Maybe they've got, maybe they need an ICE detainer. So it now prohibits any law enforcement agency from literally talking to ICE about this maybe a repeat offender. It literally makes the citizens of Colorado, puts them in danger in a place that that nobody really wants, especially our families. And I'll tell you what it does. Actually, it's amazing. And this is what you're seeing in New York and other places. It creates a whole nother status for immigrants who are coming into our country, illegal immigrants, because now they're above the law. Because if you and I are arrested, we get fingerprinted, we get mugshot. Our entire background is open to police all over the country. If there's a warrant out for us, they come get us. But that doesn't happen with illegal immigrants now in our country. They don't get run anywhere. So that means they can traffic drugs. They can go here to there and every which way and cause mayhem and crime. And that's what you're seeing in New York. And that's why this pushback is so important, that we go and to our city leaders and say, no more. We've got to hold these illegal immigrants accountable for the crimes they do in our country.